Hello! Yes, indeed. Bradley is here. He's in the control room because he doesn't have everything all set up. But he's going to say hello out here in the chat column. And then he's going to come around the corner. Good deal. Let's see. Looks like Facebook, and YouTube are showing up. That's a good deal. Now, why is my phone ringing now? Go figure that, right? All right. I'm a couple of minutes late, but no huge deal. All right, good deal. Hey, Jeff Peters, you made it. So did I. All right, just barely. I've been running crazy this morning, of course, trying to get everything working and turned on and all that good stuff. And I see that I need to go enlarge my Facebook screen there so I can make sure that it's working properly. I did get this one computer that wasn't working last time I was on before AAW back up and running. So let's get that expanded on my monitor where I can see. There we go. All right, good deal. Yes, indeed, like I said, it's been crazy, but I am happy to be getting everything put together out here. Obviously, it's still not where it needs to be. Hey, Joe, hello, stranger. Yes, I have been a stranger, haven't I? Wild and crazy. I do have the 3 new cameras up and running. I don't have the controller running. The stand for it's over there. It's 2 controllers, one for the old style HDIN cameras and one for the new NDI cameras. And that's a bunch of software programming, which I just haven't gotten to yet. But I'm working on it. One step at a time. I got the light bar truss in yesterday and the camera up. I didn't get all the lights up, but I'll take it. It's a good start for getting back. I'm watching over here on the monitor to see if everything doesn't, if it looks normal, relatively normal, and it looks like it. Facebook user, yes, thank you. It's great to be back. It is so hot here in South Georgia. My little air conditioner in the studio here is barely keeping up. So if I get sweaty like I am right about now, because I ran over into the other building to get some stuff on the way over, it's barely keeping up. So I may have to get a bigger one. And it was 106 in the other building yesterday. So kind of crazy. Hey, Mike, good to see you. Thank you, Mike McEwen, for all the help at AAW. You and Mr. Michael Roper were fantastic. So much I would like to talk about today. I hope I don't ramble. I'm not going to actually be making a mess yet. I'm just not that far along. I can't switch the cameras like I'd like to. I can switch them over in the computer room. And if I'd have had 20 more minutes, I'd have had another mouse over here with an extension, and I could have probably switched cameras easily. I might switch them manually. I just have to walk in there to do that. But it is a work in progress getting the new studio turned back on. And I can see from the screen here, the lighting needs a lot of work. But we'll fix that. It's just good to be back out here and getting everything rolling. And I've got a variety of things to talk about today. And Spiracraft's got some sales going on. And I want to talk about those kind of things. Not trying to make it a sales pitch, but you know, there's great opportunities to save some money right now. And also new things, new things, right? And I'll start with the biggest announcement. And let me move this a little bit out of the way. There we go. The latest thing that we have been waiting for is the Woodcut Tools Max 4, which I have sitting here now. And it came out at the AAW symposium, and we demonstrated it there. Had a great time with it. I just have it sitting here in the tool post, not completely all set up. I have a medium size blade in it because I wanted to show you the large blade by hand. So, but again, this just came out. It was a great release. Dan Hewitt from Woodcut Tools came to AAW, came up from New Zealand and worked in the Spiracraft booth and did a lot of other things around the show as well. But he demonstrated this Max 4 at the show with an 18-inch blank and cored out, you know, a 18-inch bowl. The blade, the large blade, this is what's special, and this is why I didn't put it on there. I wanted to show you the large blade, what's new and unique about it, and you can see right here, this extra band at the top is what they spent the last couple of years developing. And what this band, extra band of steel does is it's actually a compound curve. So if I can see, I may change the camera over. I think I will, because I want to show you, this is what's most unique. So the blade not only curves in the arc of the bowl this way, but it also curves in the arc of your bowl as you're cutting in the compound fashion, in the other direction, okay? And that's what is really unique about this, and there's not any others that do that. So I know this is going to be kind of clunky, but I'm going to walk in and change the camera over so I can try and show you a better shot of this compound curve. Next week, I promise I will have the switcher set up. We will do our best to get everything up and functioning. And the overhead shot here is good anyway for the moment to show you the rest of the Max 4. And this has been about 3 or 4 years in the making. So if you can see with the shiny not being too much trouble, I'll try and use the handle base as a platform. You can see how it is a compound curve as well in this top section, and they've worked long and hard to do that. I'm trying to get you the best shot that you can see that. You can see if we turn it around. There you can see it. You can see the compound curve right in through here. All right, and if I took a straight edge, I'll take something straight here and find a way to show you. This I say, it's a little clunky trying to do this, but I want you to see this. You can see how there's a gap. Looks like about 3/8 of an inch of curvature in this big blade. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Now let me look over here at my comment columns and see what's going on. I didn't see chat on website feed. There is no chat, guys, on the website feed yet. All right, that's something that Restream, who I use, is working on, and they don't have the chat there yet. I thought I had a note there to that effect, and maybe I maybe I don't. Look and see what else is in there. Good morning, Don Faulkner, or good afternoon. You know, it's kind of funny. I've been saying good morning for so long with Monday Methods, and now that it's Spiracraft Live and it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to have to get that in my head. But anyway, while I'm in the overhead, the Max 4, I have the medium blade installed, okay? And the large blade would run out here. The small blade will run on the inside. You can see the 2 blade mounts, or the 3 blade mounts here. It is a 3-blade system. The standard bowl saver, which I have here on the floor beneath me, is a 2-blade system. I'll just hold it up. We'll see how the autofocus works on these new cameras. There's 1 blade here, and the second blade is here. So the standard bowl saver, this is a 14-inch blade. It cuts a 14-inch. That's 2-blade. The principle is the same for between the two. They drop into your banjo and go into the tailstock. And that's all it takes to set this up. And you get all the pieces and parts. You don't need to buy anything additional. Probably stuck my head in there. You've got a very large handle, and I'll try and get some of the handle in here. The handle mounts into this really beefy bracket. And we have our light base, our light guide. So if we had a bowl mounted up over here, we're ready to core. The laser light beam shines over and shows you exactly what the arc is going to be. You set it to match the cutter, and you're set to go. Hey, Jeff. Thank you. I enjoyed your comments on Facebook there about the setup here that I'm working on. And this is a nice setup with this bolt corer as well. But again, this big blade, I know it's a little shiny, is very, very unique. And no other bolt coring company or system out there has anything like this right now. Okay, and that's what makes it, and it's got the rib to reinforce, take all the flex out, plus it's curved, again compound. Okay, so let me go back to the front camera. I do wish I had gotten the controller up, but I didn't, and I apologize for that. But it's only a quick trip to the control room. So the release of the Max 4 is a big deal. Super excited about it. And it is preparing to ship. There's only 3 of them in the US right now. The 3 dealers, those 3 dealers of Woodcut Tools have them here in the US. It's shipping at the end of July, mid-late July or end of July, mid to end of July. The price on a Max 4 every day is $8.99. Spiracraft has a pre-order special for $7.99 right now. And you'll get that in the standard shipping, which means it's going to come on ocean freight and be in and around September because of all the great delays of things like that. If you'd like one in a hurry, it's $9.99, which is air freight, normally $10.99. So Spiracraft, like I say, has got a big kind of sale going on that. But the first ones will be in the country by the end of July, early August, if you go for the express shipping. Otherwise, you'll have one in September and be good to go then. It's a great unit, and again, just like the standard one, all it does is drop into your tool post, your banjo. The tool post is built in here. I mean, this is it. You set it off wherever you store it, bring it over, drop it in, run your tail piece into the tail stock, and you're set. All right, lock her down. And it's got a drawbar that goes in the back here. I didn't put it in. There's a drawbar that'll go in, thread into the tail stock, keeps it pulled up nice and tight. It does, of course, come with the paper templates for the 3 sides of blades. I highly recommend you get the light guide. Order the Max light guide. It's laser. You won't have to mess with these pieces of paper. It's a great unit. It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to coring with it. Maybe next week. I won't promise that. I've still got all that pecan. You guys who follow me all the time, I've got a whole bunch of pecan I haven't cut up yet. And that's going to be the first thing I think I get into is coring with the pecan. All right, so that's the release of the Max 4. Pretty cool deal. So I'm going to take it out of here and just set it off back over in this little box for now, along with its big blade. And AAW, let's see who here. Let's see, Mike McEwen was here, was at AAW. I don't know if anybody else here was at AAW. Don Faulkner, I need to ask, you missed AAW, buddy, or if you were there, I sure didn't see you. AAW was a decent turnout. I think they had about 1,000 people or so, maybe 1,100 or 1,200. Let's see, Kirk says, do they make different size tool posts for it? Yes, they do. They have 1 inch, and they have 30 millimeter, and 33 and 25, I believe, without going off the top of my head, without looking on the website. And I'm sure that they will have more in the future. The standard for the US is a 1 inch tool post. And then again, the other metrics are available. As far as like the 7/8 and the smaller ones, I don't think they're probably not going to make them. I can't speak for them, because it takes a fair bit of horsepower to run that big blade. At least a horse and 3/4, and preferably 2 horse or more would be even better. We were running it on this lathe at AAW on a transformer to keep it at 110, and we were tripping the transformer, cutting poplar. So it does put a lot of strain on a lathe, so you need some horsepower behind it to use it efficiently. You could always have a post made, and if that's something that you needed special and woodcut doesn't do it, be sure to write to me, because I've got a great machine shop here in Metter, and they can make anything I need. And I could easily have a tool post custom made for you. Tool posts are usually 50 bucks, something like that. Might be a little bit more if I had a custom one, but I'll just take the one that comes with it and have them dimension one to fit into a different banjo. Okay? Let's see. Hey, my dad made it. I'm trying to look over here. Hope you're doing well today, Dad. Good to see you. What else? I got my little notes over here that I wanted to go down through. Like I say, Spiracraft has a sale going on. The 4th of July sale, and I extended it through the weekend. There is a discount code, which is July 422, which gets you 15% off anything on the website that is not already on sale. There's quite a few items on the website that are marked down right now, and so the coupon won't apply to them, but they're already greatly reduced. So again, July 422, 4th of July, obviously, is a discount code for 15% off on anything else in the store that's not already marked down. And the Max 4 is marked down. Along in the woodcut tools, so I had the opportunity, Spiracraft had the opportunity to buy a substantial amount of inventory from woodcut that was here in the US. Okay? And so I took advantage of it, and I bought everything that was available. One of the tools that I want to show you is their twin collet handle. It's 18-inch handle. It comes with a 1/2 inch and a 3/8 inch collet. Now they've had this, it's a great tool. We were using this at AAW. Michael Roper fell in love with it. The collet pops right out, and you change it. The extra collet stays into the handle, which I probably don't have any fingernails. Here we go. To pull it out. So you store your other collet right there, and I should jump over to the overhead again, and there's also a magnet here. Let me jump over to the overhead, and I'll apologize all day long for not having the switcher hooked up yet. And that's just my bad. But I'll have it switching where I don't have to do this next week, I promise you. So you're gonna have to hold me to it. So the collets, it stays magnetic for the one that's in the handle. 3/8 and 1/2 inch. Okay, it's a real nice fit. Works really well. Pop this guy in there. I think I have. Yeah, that's the 1/2 inch tool. I was trying to make sure I had the right tools here. So your extra collet just hangs on the little thing, goes here and back into back end, pops in, so you never lose it. The machine work on this thing is fantastic. So here's the deal. This tool is $159 regularly. I bought all the stock they had in the US, and I have it on sale for $79. So I just dropped a little Wonder Cup tool in here, a little 1/2 inch tool. I can run it in deep. I can run it way deep if I want to. Leave it out. It locks down super quick, super strong, real good. Again, nice foam handle, nice and grippy. Okay. This thing is pretty cool. So let me jump back again to the front. I apologize for the walk. I'll get tired of walking back and forth pretty soon. I can assure you that. What other goodies are on sale? I'm kind of going through that first, getting that stuff out of the way. The iron shear scraper. I have demonstrated this out here before on Monday Methods. This is a great shear scraper. It's a 3-corner shear scraper. It's 5/8. I don't have a 5/8 handle handy. A lot of people run it without a handle. Okay, and I guess I probably should just throw that in the overhead. And let me check the notes here. Well, Michael, thank you for not needing the apologies. The walk is in your wellness program. You're right, it is. So since you guys give me permission, I'm going to walk back. You're right, the wellness program does need some work. The beauty of the new camera system is that there'll be presets to where when I have the controller set up, I can just punch the button and everything will change instantly. So hopefully that's not getting too, there you go, you can see the shiny, see the 3 corners of it. You can rotate it. It's fully tight now. It's got a spring washer on it. And if you set the tension just right, it won't turn on its own, but you can turn it by hand and use all 3 sides. When you lose the burr, take a diamond card and just lightly hit it again, stroke it, and get a fresh burr up there. And you're good to shear scrape. It'll clean up your wood. It's a super handy little guy. And what I got, these guys are on sale. They're usually 99 bucks, and I've got on sale for $69. I bought all they had here in the U.S. They said, hey, you know, can you help us out? And I said, yeah, I'll take it all. The other sale item with woodcut tools, and I'll stay in the overhead for this, is the True Grind system. And this will be about all the sale kind of stuff of woodcut. The True Grind, we have the jig. Just the jig by itself, it's a fantastic jig, does up to 1.5 inches. I'm going to read about my window. Is it an actual window? No, it's not. And one of these days I'm going to have Bigfoot come by every once in a while. I should change it seasonally, but I don't. Oh, you can't see me right now. And the jig is 1.5 inches wide. It takes 1.5 inch tool, and also has a bar that comes and goes in this little notch. See the little notch right there in the platform? So if you have a small tool, you can work with that as well. One of the things that's really neat about this is you see the index notches. So instead of having to just line up the marks, you actually have notched indexes. So it has a positive lock at your different angles, which is really cool. And so we have this as just the jig, and we have it with 1 base slide and with 2 base slides. And just the jig is on sale right now for $69. It's usually $105. And the complete system with 2 bases is normally $179, and we have it for $139. Because again, I bought pretty much all the stock they had in the U.S. Let's see. That's all that's on sale. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking about sale stuff and jump you back over here to the front camera. Note people who know that I'm on TV right now instead of calling my phone. So those are the items from Woodcut that I want to talk about that are on sale. Jump into Spiracraft and take a look around. I have the Pro Mount here from Woodcut. It's not on sale, but I want to talk about it in a little bit because I'm going to be doing some different things. Let's see. Kirk says, will they work with the new one-way system? Will the blades? Can you clarify your question, Kirk? Will they work with the one-way system? The blades won't work with the one-way system, if that's your question. They only will work with the woodcut system. Okay? All right. You know, it's kind of funny because I don't usually use notes for anything. because I'm usually doing something, I'm making something, I'm turning something. And so it's a little bit different for me to be playing with notes. But since I'm not making things today, I'm working from notes. It's a little bit different. Hey, we all have to learn things. Oh, the true grind. Yes. Okay, so the true grind indeed will work in the one-way Wolverine V-notch. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for clarifying that. And that it just drops right in there. And some people do that. Some people use this. They like this jig better because of its larger capacity and its indexing. And then they like the V-notch of the one-way Wolverine. So yeah, certainly the jig does the work indeed. It will work with any sliding system. Just whatever your preference is a good way to go. Let's see, what am I looking at here? I don't have new products for Spiracraft. I don't have a sample of it because it was too late, and they're actually still in the trailer. It's only 2 boxes that are still left in the trailer from AAW. Spiracraft has added sandpaper to its line, and it's a brand called Endesa, which is made in Portugal, and it's not a cheap import sandpaper. It's a very high-grade professional sandpaper for industrial purpose. It lasts very, very, very long. I was turned on to it by Nick Agar and Don Rollins over at Spiracraft, and when I researched it and talking with Endesa, one of the best things about it is the uniformity of the grain on the paper. It gives you a more uniform scratch pattern than a lesser paper. And it also has a latex style, I don't know how they make latex paper, but it has a latex backing so it doesn't crack, the paper won't crack. It's very flexible, and they have a great fastening system, and they call it Rhino Grip. Again, I didn't bring 2 pieces in or any packages. We have it packaged up in 10s, 25s, and boxes of 50. And we have 2 grades of it. There's the white line, which is the more economical grade, if you will. And then there's the red line, which is the premium. And they're not expensive. And I made my notes here. The white line runs, $2.99 for 10, $5.99 for 25, and $11.99 for a box of 50. And grits go from 40 to 800, I believe, in the white line. And then in the red line, the grits go from 40 to 1200. And in the red line, they're like $4.75 for 10, $10.99 for 25, and $20.75 for a box of 50. It's great paper. You'll be seeing me using it. Although I hate to sand in here, I do have a overhead dust system now that I will install in here once I get all the rest of the lights and cables and everything run. So that because I'm really hesitant to sand much in here because of all the electronics, obviously. The control room will help keep the computers dust free, but the cameras, they're so close, they're going to get the dust, and there's kind of no way to avoid that. So I don't really want to sand in here. I have another building for that now. Unfortunately, it's 100 and something degrees in there at the moment. But anyway, so check out the sandpaper that we have, the red and the white line. Grab a little bit of it, get you a 10-pack and give it a test. I think you'll find it's very impressive. So that's pretty cool. The other new thing, and this is new, if you were at AAW, you would have seen it on Saturday and Sunday. And these are not on the website yet. Let me reach over here. But Spiracraft has imported sets of carbide tools. And we have a 3-set and a 4-set. And I'll probably end up going to the overhead camera again because that's not going to show. So yeah, let me go to the overhead. We have a 3 and a 4 tool set of Spiracraft logoed and engraved called SC carbide. And so it is our own carbide tool now. This is a new thing. It's not on the website at the moment. All the pricing is done. I just need to get some images. So this is the mini 3-piece set. and I'll take these out. It's your standard round, square, let's try and leave them up there, and diamond tool. Okay, great little size, small work. Okay, the cutters, we also have the cutters in for all the different tools, in the diamonds, the square, radius, and round. Great little ash handle, real simple tool, very economical. These will be on the website hopefully by the weekend. They're not expensive. Like this little set is $89 for all 3 tools. Okay, cutters are $6.97 a piece. So this is something new for Spiracraft to step out on. You know, it's a big step to start importing things on our own. It's been in the works for close to a year, believe it or not. And let me get this one opened. This is the set of 4, and this is the large one. Again, I don't have any high quality images yet. That's why they're not on the website. And that's a little, you won't be able to quite see it all. These are a full size. The cutters are, for the most part, the same size. The diamond one is the same. The round ones are large. Round and square are larger. You can take the handle out on this one. It's got 2 set screws. If you wanted to take it out and put it in a different handle, that's easy enough to do. Okay. It comes with the wrenches to change out the cutters. Your square cutter. And they're numbered, and they're engraved SC on the cutters. You can't quite see that because of the shine. We wanted to bring in a nice economical set of carbide tools for people to use, especially if you're just getting started or if you don't use them a lot and you don't want to invest a lot. Here's the radius style cutter. Okay. So Jeff is asking, do our new tools have negative rate cutters? No, not now. Maybe someday, but not yet. Hey, Rich dropped in here. Rich, you snuck in on me. I'm going to have to start the stream from the beginning for you, Rich. Sure, I get right on that, Rich. You could also just go watch the replay if you wanted to. And Rich, it was great seeing you at AAW. It's always fun visiting with you and taking your money. And the round style cutter as well. Again, all the cutters are engraved SC, so you'll know that they came from Spiracraft. And standard carbide cutters. Get that out of the way. And let me go back over to the front camera. So lots of new things going on. So, I mean, now you're starting to maybe understand why I have been so busy. Between traveling and working on the studio and all those different kind of things, had a million different things going on. Again, here's the box set of the 4. All right. This is the 2 boxes I had cut open at AAW for display. And I'm just going to set them, down here. So one of the other things I want to talk about with the new system here, the camera system, and that's why I'm back here on the front camera. I'm going to have, I've got 4 more cameras. The cameras I used in the past, the 3 of the ones that I used, plus 1 more that I wasn't using. And so I will have dedicated shots. Here's the stand for the grinder right here. And it's going to be dedicated either to the right or to the left. I haven't, excuse my cough, I haven't decided yet exactly where it's going to be. But it will have its own dedicated camera. So when I sharpen tools, and probably the grinder is going to have 2 cameras, one for overhead and one at a side shot. So that's why I kind of got to work out what I want the background for the side shot to be. I have plenty of stuff here where I can mount the camera either up on the truss that's overhead or possibly even on the bar that runs the PTZ camera on the far side here. So that's something I'm looking forward to, and I talked about it for the longest time that I was going to have a dedicated camera for the sharpening system, and so now I can do that. And like I say, I've got enough cameras, you know, the high quality HDMIs. They're not controllable or programmable like the PTZs, but they'll be a static shot, and you know, seeing the sharpening is important. So that's one of the things I really wanted to get set up here for the new studio. Hey, Mary Alice, is the collet tool handle heavy? I would say no. I would say it's light, if anything. Let's see, I was doing this the other day out of curiosity, looking for the balance point. Somewhere right in there. I don't have a weight on it. I can weigh it when I get done today, Mary Alice, and put it on my shipping scale, because when I get done here, I got to ship a bunch of stuff out, and I can send you a note and let you know what it weighs. But it's not a heavy handle by any means. I think you could add weight to it if you wanted to, because it's completely hollow inside. So you would be able to do that if you were so inclined. Okay. So like I say, if you want to know the weight, Mary Alice, just shoot me a message in Messenger and I'll weigh it. I'll throw it on the scale when I get done here and shoot you a note back. Oh, you take all the shot out of the Thompson tools, so you want it to be light. Well, yeah, then it's light as a feather. I don't know exactly what the weight is, but it's not heavy. Okay, all right, where was I? Talking about the different camera shots. So whichever side of the studio the grinding system ends up on is going to have 2 cameras. Oh, you're welcome, Mary Alice. It's going to have 2 cameras for the grinding station. And then on the back wall out of the corner here, when I do outboard work, or even if I'm doing something where I rotate the headstock. I'm going to rotate just to show you. So when I rotate the headstock like that, these end cameras have a hard time getting inside and showing you inside. So there'll be another camera station probably over here on my tool rack, which is not mounted yet. It's my grid tool rack hanging out here. So that I'll have a direct shot on another camera coming in from this side. And then the other camera shot that I've been talking about for the longest time will be number 4, which comes back to the back side of a piece. Because there are often times when I'm working on the back side of a piece and you can't see what I'm doing, all right? And I've always wanted that other shot shooting at the back side, not just the overhead, but at an angle. And so that camera will be up here to my left. And again, that will be, those shots will be kind of fixed. I mean, I can move them, but I can't change them with a preset. These new NDI cameras you can have multiple presets and have it, you just punch on the controller. The controller bar will be set back up here again. There'll be 2 controllers, 2 iPads running, one to run the software and one to run the cameras. Another thing this is what's really cool, and I kind of did spend a lot of money on these cameras, and if you're a geek, this might you might find this interesting. The NDI network digital interface style camera. These cameras don't take any power; they run right off of PoE Ethernet, and so anybody anywhere in the world could run this production for me. As far as the cameras go, they could just log through my router and into my vMix, and because these are network cameras, somebody else remotely can run this program. And that was one of the things that, I don't know when that'll happen, if it'll ever happen. I'd like to say when, because it would completely free me up as a single person out here doing presentations with somebody remotely at another computer running the cameras. They could make the camera switches, they could zoom if we needed to, do a manual override. It's the latest technology, it's pretty cool. Of course, like I said, it's taken me forever to get the studio redone and started to get things in place, but that's the reason I did it. I always like to try and get the best setup possible that I can. I am a geek when it comes to electronics and computers. I love working with them, and I'm always after whatever the best shot is that I can possibly get. Okay, so that's kind of what's going on in here with that, with the cameras. Hopefully Rich is still in here. When Nova gets the Orions or now the Nebula available, I'll be changing out this trusty but well-used Colt and putting one of the modern new Novalays in here for our demonstrations. Hopefully one of the new Nebulas. I think they're supposed to be available late this year, maybe early next year. Rich, if you're in here, you can clarify on that. It's a good-looking machine. Saw it at AAW. I didn't get a chance to get on it, but everybody that did and watched it and worked on it said it's a fantastic machine. So looking forward to that. Rich says, yep, I'm still lots of paperwork, now in charge of customer service. You're in charge of customer service? Oh, God help them. October, November is when we're expecting them. So I guess I need to get an order in with you guys for some Nebula. If they're not already all sold out, I'll do that. I'll get that in. What else going on? So I'm going to take it, not take a different direction, but start something new. You've never seen me carve before, because I haven't. Never done any carving whatsoever. And now that Spiracraft carries the Woodcut Tools Pro Mount carving system, I have a reason to carve. All right. I know zero about carving. All right. But I know this Pro Mount is fantastic, and the way it works. And if I wanted to, I have it here on a bench, and this is a bench stand. Hopefully you can see, and I can spin it. When I loosen that lever, I can turn it this way, any direction I want. When I do that lever, I can also take it off of there, if I lock that down enough, and go right back over to the lathe, because this is a threaded mandrel. So you can come right from the lathe over to the Pro Mount or back, vice versa. Super handy. So while at AAW, now Spiracraft was there to supply products to our customers. But while I was there, I went ahead, pardon my back, and I picked up, and I haven't even opened the box because I took a week off when I got home. And I invested in a carving system. And again, I know nothing about it, but I have a world-class carver named Nick Agar. You might have heard of him. He lives 30 minutes away from here. And along with Don Rollins, who runs Spiracraft. So I'm going to start to learn to carve. Well, Rich, I'm glad I got the most of your money. So I've got a carver down in here. I just wanted to show you and let you know what I'm going to be starting to get into next, because there's such a trend in the carving. It's so popular now. This is a revolution. I watched it. I used it at the show. I mean, the sample turns 50,000 RPM. It's super quiet. It was about $300, three something. It's not something that Spiracraft sells. I'm just letting you know that I'm looking at a new additional area in my wood turning and my decorative work. I started out with color, just doing dyes years ago, and that's what I was known for. Now I can't get all this back in the box. And I bought this and a whole bunch of bits, which That bag is somewhere. But I just want to let you know, Bradley's going to start doing something new, something different, and is looking forward to it because it's a creative process. And I was telling, like Don Rollins at the show, because Spiracraft was right across the aisle from me at AAW. I said, hey Don, you know, I went over and bit the bullet, so to speak, and got a carving system and a bunch of bits. And I said, so I'm going to start carving and decorating and doing weird stuff. And he just laughed. But I'm looking forward to it. And I have literally hundreds of pieces to work with. So maybe where I'm going with this is if you don't carve yet and you want to start carving, you know, every couple of weeks probably, my demonstration here in the studio will probably, maybe it will entail carving. So if you want to, you know, start and watch somebody who is going from ground zero, knows nothing, raises his hand, says knows nothing, as far as carving, hasn't ever done it before. You know, you can watch and learn with me as I go along, if that's of interest to you. I'm looking forward to it. And that's one of the things I like to do. I like to do things live that I haven't done before because it helps people see how to go about it. And that mistakes happen and it's a trial and error and it's a learning process. And I've always done things out here in the studio, you know, in Monday Methods and now Spiracraft Live. I've always done things in that fashion that it's not edited. These are live streams. Some people say I talk too much. Well, so what? It's live and it's real. Product videos, hey, they should be cleaned up and all that. But this is just like somebody being in their shop, except their shop probably isn't this clean. And that's what I'd like to show. And that's one of the things that's important and I think unique about how I do this. And a lot of it, I'd be the first to say, I will do something I've never done before and not practice it because everybody has to try something new the first time. And how else are you going to find out how it works other than doing it? Professional turners didn't get to be where they are by being perfect out of the box with everything they do. They've done hundreds, if not thousands of times the types of work they do. And that's something I'm looking forward to. So again, I don't sell the carving equipment. Not to say that Spiracraft might not someday, but I am looking forward to working with it. And it'll help me with some of the products you know, that Spiracraft carries, like the Pro Mount and the Spiracraft products, the colorants and the creams and the dyes, all the different things that you can use to embellish a piece after it has been sculpted, carved, textured, all those different things. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be fun. I know I'm going to have fun. I always have fun being creative. And sometimes I make some of the ugliest stuff in the world, and that's all right. I got boxes of it. I can throw it away, burn it, return it. You know, who knows? Carve on it now. I just found myself a new out for dealing with my really bad looking things. So I'm excited about it. I'm trying to think. How are we doing on time? 2 o'clock. We'll probably keep it to an hour today. But I just wanted to get back out here and you know, let you know about the new products and let you know that things are coming along in here. You haven't seen the end shot yet, I don't think. Let's see what's it looking like. Here's what we're gonna do. Let me do this real quick. I'm happy with my cameras. I want to show them off. Oop, hang on. Unthread from there. So the one thing I have discovered, I have a remote control for the PTZ cameras, and each camera has its own IP address, but it doesn't have that. Each come with a controller or remote control, but the remote control controls all of them. So when you go to zoom one, sometimes it zooms the front one, sometimes it also zooms the overhead one. You know, you just never know what you're going to get. So let's see. Yeah, this doesn't look too bad. I'm going to show you the overhead shot with a piece of wood in there now. And still working on, I haven't worked on the getting all the key colors dialed in, and the lighting is obviously needs some work. But the end shot here, let me bring it up. I'll be so happy when I have the controller in place. So nice depth of field with the new cameras. I'm curious to see, this is one of the things, this is the first time I've turned on the lathe with the piece in it. Let me tighten that up just a tick. I want to see how it stays in focus. If it stays in focus, it better stay in focus, or I'll be working on some settings. Because what's important is that this section stays in focus, wherever the business is going on. And when something is spinning, that's the biggest problem cameras have, is staying focused on a moving object. And I do run these cameras at 60 frames a second. So the question is, it looks like my finger, which is equivalent of a tool, is in focus from what I can see. So we'll figure out and see how this autofocus works. It doesn't look like it's focusing on anything else. And like I say, this is the first time I've tested this. I'll watch the replay on this and see how it goes. If I take a tool, don't worry, I'm not going to carve anything. Put a tool up here, see if the autofocus is fighting or not. Might be a little bit, because I'm not sure where it's at, because my hand is up front. So that was my first little test of the spinning, and that's the hardest thing, is to have things stay in focus when they are turning. Same thing with the overhead. You guys are just watching me test here for a moment, and I hope you don't mind, because I'm wrapping up. And I appreciate everybody coming in today, joining me as I slowly get everything put back together out here. Let's see how the focus does on the overhead. So it's focused here. Let's say my finger was a tool. It's the dumb end of a tool. And I'm watching over on a Facebook monitor to see if the focus is coming and going. I see a little variation there. If we take away that highlight object, what happens? These cameras are supposed to have a good autofocus, so we'll see just over time how that works out. Okay. I see a little variation there. I'll be studying the settings and talking to the folks at Bird Dog to see what we need to do to get that to autofocus and lock. And once I have, they're not set at presets right now. I think that's probably part of the issue. Once they're on a preset, the focus will lock, because you can preset it and then lock the focus. So that will probably take care of that issue. I mean, I know these exact cameras are used by the NBA in their basketball games. I started to say football. You know how much I follow basketball. This exact camera, these Bird Dog 100s, are used by the NBA in their sports games. And the other thing that will happen with, say, the front camera, the one that I'm looking at right now, that one I'll put it to track, so that when I move around, it will go ahead and follow a little bit, and we'll see how that works. It's a software setting that needs to be done in the firmware to bring that up to speed. I can put it on the others. I don't know that there's any necessity to have those others track, but it will be fun. I really, really wanted to have one of these at AAW, and trying to pack it here in the heat before I left, I just didn't get everything that I wanted to out there. And like I said, I found out yesterday it's 106 in that building when it's 96, 97 outside. So it was kind of brutal. Anyway, it looks like it's about the top of the hour, pretty much. And those are the things I wanted to cover. Again, next week I'll be back and we'll have more of the system set up. And next week I will be doing something. Don't ask me what, I don't have a clue at the moment what it'll be. But I look forward to it, and I appreciate everybody coming by. And if you've got any questions about any of the things that I showed you today that are on sale or on special, or anything else, shoot me a note, Messenger, on Facebook, info@Spiracraft, and let me know, whatever your questions might be. I'd be happy to answer them, get you taken care of, and all that good stuff. All right, thank you, Jeff. And thank you, everybody. So I think I'm just going to ease on into the control room and hit the stop streaming switch. And again, I'm looking forward next week to having my controller sitting right here where I can change things and be a little more up to speed. But for today, hey, nothing broke. How does the sound, I didn't ask anybody, how does the sound, is the echo starting to go away as I'm starting to get more things in the room and on the walls? I don't hear it, but I'm not hearing what you hear. So I'm curious if anybody has paid any attention to the sound if the echo is starting to go away. There's another monitor is going to go over here on this wall that'll help absorb some when the tools go over here, and maybe another case that'll help suck up some of the sound too. So okay, well, I'm going to go into control room and I can see your comments from in there as I finish out and say good day and thank you so much. Michael says the sound is good. Michael, any idea when Thursday evening meet up's back? Probably next week. Probably not tonight. I got a ton of stuff to do this afternoon, and I'm not quite set up. I don't have the audio component in here for me to hear on the Thursday night in the virtual meetings. So that may be a week away, something like that. But I do plan to get the Thursdays back. I just got to get more of the equipment out of the warehouse and into the studio. Well, Joe, thank you for your comment there, Joe, on the sound. And I will listen to the replay. And again, thanks everybody. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next Thursday. And again, if you've got any questions, shoot me a note, and I will talk to you all soon. Take care.